evidence points to the fact that this virus, COVID-19, was made in a lab, even though we were told we couldn't say it.
Oh no, but that's a fact now.
Right, and
They've
so
admitted that.
And so it's not surprising that it's a.
But it didn't leak a lab.
That this was a war. This was a war. This is probably something that was used in a biological weapons program.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
Yeah.
The
MK
thing
Ultra
that made
is
a
in
lot
there.
of sense.
It's in the docs.
Yeah. The thing that made a lot of sense to me that nobody talks about is Fauci may have had a second job, which was to be involved in the U.S. Army's biological weapons program. And when they were doing gain-of-function research, that was a top secret process of kind of figuring out how to isolate viruses. And something happened. And all of a sudden the shit hits the fan. They're like, holy shit, what do we do now? We just caused a global pandemic. We better cover our ass. And and of course, nothing happened, but
yeah, exactly. But remember, like Bill Gates clearly said in his TED talk that the world's population is a huge issue and we could reduce it with the right reproductive services and vaccinations or immunizations.
I mean,
what do you think he meant?
I don't buy that. But
what do you think he meant?
I don't think he meant that. I think that someone like I think that what he talks about a lot is two things, actually.
But what could he mean by that sentence?
The one thing about vaccines in certain parts of the world, like mosquito gnats, malaria, having lived all over the world, I can tell you that's a major problem for children. And one of the things that that I think he's earnest about is using medical technology to try to, keep people alive. The biggest problem, though, that you hear people like Bill Gates talk about everybody now is we don't have enough people. People aren't having enough children in most of the world, especially the modern world. And like the United States, people in their 30s are just not having kids anymore. And we are going to be in the same problem. We will be in the same position that all of Europe is, which is negative population growth.
Agreed.
and then we'll have to bring people in, and they'll have different cultures, and we'll have this whole thing. But
see what's going on.
If you hear Elon Musk and you hear these guys talk, they'll tell you that the biggest threat now is that we're not having enough children. We don't have enough people.
And I agree with that. I don't believe that the world is overpopulated at all and never has been, never will be.
We figure it out, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is that it's really interesting. This guy was saying this, and I saw a clip of it, and so I don't want to do it, and I don't want. But he's 30-something. He's a very smart guy, and he said, none of my friends, and I'm in my 30s, none of us have kids. Why? He goes, and I can't figure it out, but none of us have kids. And here's the other thing about young kids, and I have teenagers now, one who's 18, the other is 14. The dating rituals are so weird, and they're not really dating. There's a whole dance that goes on. Well, kids now, he said this, and I thought it was really interesting. He said, kids aren't dancing anymore. They don't dance. They don't go and dance. They don't drink.
They don't know how.
They don't know how. What's going on? Well, one of the things that's going on is 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds know that they're going to be filmed no matter what.
So they're embarrassed to take a chance.
So they're embarrassed. So now they know that you're 16, you're already a mess. And you know that cameras are going to be on you all the time. So you can't take a risk.
There's no chances.
So everything is and it's very interesting that social media is actually the biggest birth control device that we have invented. It is causing children not to connect. It is causing children to self-isolate. It's causing all of us to do that. And it's killing our population growth. How interesting. Yeah. So these
almost like by design.
By design or human beings do this to themselves in a weird way. Also, it's like technology.
But even Zuckerberg had to pay a huge lawsuit, 375 antitrust lawsuit, because he was like, when we designed it in research, we knew it would be this addictive. Well, he doesn't let his kids use it.
Right.
But Steve Jobs was like, I would never let my kids use it. But
these are discoveries too. Like all of a sudden, you got these autistic dudes, right?
They knew this.
But you got autistic people. They study persuasion technology. So their idea is how do we create a technology where people are going to want more of it because we're competing with this side over here. So you get these young, ambitious, kind of autistic-y, engineering types of people. All of a sudden, it becomes a battle to do this. Look at AI. And we compete ourselves into extinction. It is, to me, I get biblical about it. I get a little religious about it, personally.
Yeah.
I really do.
Sure,
because I think what we're doing is worshiping false gods.
Yeah.
And I think that phone is a false god.
Yeah.
And I think that it's the tree of knowledge. And there's before the iPhone and there's after the iPhone. And there's before social media and there's after social media.
Yeah.
And sometimes your destroyer is not a giant bomb. Your destroyer will show up as something you're so addicted to that before you know it, we're all drug addicts.
Yeah, but
we stop having children. We just
in other
disappear.
parts of the world, like China, doesn't allow the same addictive
Correct.
stuff.
Not a bad idea, right?
Well, where do
Not a bad
where do we
idea.
get the phones from? Where's TikTok created?
Yeah.
So they're
Silicon Valley created a lot of this too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not TikTok though.
Cupertino, though, is where most of this stuff came, and TikTok was copied. So I'm just saying that our ambition for money, our ambition
In America.
Yeah.
our ambition in general, like for technology, human beings will invent shit. And look, the biggest question that's so interesting to me. So when Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein, okay, it was a time in our history. So Frankenstein was this monster that was created by a scientist. And the idea was that biology is just assembly. It's just assembly. There's no God. It's no God. It's just, you're just a machine, bro. And by the way, you're just, we were.
What the fuck is Bryan Callen talking about? First and foremost, the dude is still creepy as shit, talking about the dating habits of teenagers and shit. Remember, guy said, hey, I'm trying to get my daughter out there some more. What a creep. But did Callen just try to do the special on the podcast? Was he doing his material on the podcast? Well, I mean, that's pretty much where it belongs, in a fucking storage unit. But he really tried doing his material on this stupid podcast. You can tell Schaub is just like, this guy's babbling again. Although Schaub made it a weird face in there. But, oof, this podcast is just getting worse and worse and worse. Holy shit, this is terrible. You got Callen on here pontificating. Still talking about COVID? We're still? Get the fuck over it. By the way, during this, Callen admitted that he lied about getting vaccinated during this episode. Which, who knows the truth about that? Who knows? But Callen is just a very, very creepy guy. You can tell, like, he's creeping out Schaub. I don't know how much longer Schaub's going to do this. Especially now he's separated everything. He's got the memberships going over on his other channel. He's already admitted he doesn't want to be doing this. Because you got to remember, this is an expense. You have to pay Callen $25,000 a month. Damn. So Schaub does not want to keep doing this. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.